What's happening now is going to reshape everything. It already has and will continue to affect the lives of millions, their health and their livelihoods. So the question is it already too late to start selling on Amazon? What's up guys, welcome to the video, and if you're new here, welcome. My name's Myles. I'm a multiple seven-figure Amazon seller, and this channel right here is all about me teaching you how to accelerate your own Amazon FBA journey. Now in this video, I'm not going to talk about the health impacts, I'm not going to talk about the politics or the ways that we could solve or not solve this problem. You're here because you want to know if it's still possible to start selling and making money on Amazon in 2020 while all this crazy stuff is sweeping the world. You want to know, have you missed your chance to start selling on Amazon? And if you haven't, how long do you need to wait, or what things will you need to do differently in order to take advantage of this opportunity when we get to the other side? So I'm going to try and do my best to answer that question for you. I hope if you're watching this that you're doing okay. I hope your friends, your family, and your loved ones are all okay as well. My heart goes out to the many people that have been affected. It's kind of hard to take, and things are changing so rapidly that I don't really have words for it, so it's not going to be part of this video, but I hope you're doing well. I'm here in Colombia at the moment. We've been on a quarantine for almost 2 weeks now, so I've been in my house for around about 2 weeks. But for me, overall, not too much has changed, and I'm really blessed to be in this position where I can run my Amazon business from my computer. I can keep making money without really having to change anything that I was doing before. But I have been watching this whole situation unfolding over the last couple of months. I've been spending a lot of time focusing on it, worrying about it, thinking about what could happen, and it's still amazes me to see how quickly things are unfolding. So the most important thing right now, the first priority, is to just stay safe, keep yourself safe, keep your loved ones safe, and I'll be doing the same over here as well. But to talk about, is it too late to start selling on Amazon, or how can somebody start selling on Amazon while all this craziness is going? I think first of all, we need to look at what the heck is actually happening on Amazon right now, because there is some crazy stuff going down right now. So the first change is that you actually can't ship anything other than an essential good into Amazon right now. And here's the announcement from Amazon themselves. We are seeing increased online shopping, so an increase, and as a result, some products such as household staples and medical supplies out of stock. With this in mind, we are temporarily prioritizing household staples, medical supplies, and other high demand products coming into our fulfillment centers. For products other than these, we have temporarily disabled shipment creation. And it says there that this will take place until April 5th, 2020, but they've since updated that with another message. We will continue prioritizing products we can receive beyond April 5th, so the measures are going to stay, the restrictions will stay in place, but we can now broaden the list. We will regularly update the restock inventory page and the restock report as capacity allows us to receive additional products. So this is pretty huge. I don't think this has ever happened before, but basically what that means in so few words is that if you don't have a product that is in real demand right now, so that's household supplies, medical supplies, things like that, you aren't able to send your product into Amazon. Now they've since, like I said, opened the restrictions a little bit so that you can at least apply and check whether your item meets that need. But basically, if you are a new private label seller looking to sell a completely new product that's probably in some sort of other category that is considered a non-essential good, you can't send your goods into Amazon right now, even if you wanted to. And the second change, and I don't think this has been announced anyway, but it goes in the same line, except that fulfillment is actually being restricted for all of these other products as well. So not only can you not send the product into Amazon, but at the moment, most of those products that are considered non-essential goods have a delivery date to the customer of around about April 20th to 27th. And today's the 31st of March when I'm recording this video. So that is a 3 to 4 week fulfillment time on these products. So firstly, my opinion as a seller, I've been selling on the platform for around about 3 years now, which is, it's not a really long time, but it's also not that short of a time. And nothing like this has ever happened before. And I don't think it's ever happened before that period either. So this is like once in a lifetime kind of event that we're living through. And this really goes to show how extreme these circumstances are that we've been living through in March, that we're going to continue living through in April, and maybe beyond April as well, where one of the world's largest companies and definitely one of the most efficient companies in the world, Amazon, can't even do its own fulfillment anymore. It's simply at capacity, and it can't handle the demand at the moment. So keep in mind, this won't last forever. Amazon is an incredibly efficient machine. And as you can see here, they've already announced that they're going to be ramping up hiring 100,000 new workers to fill this extra demand that suddenly has come into their system. And Jeff Bezos has said exactly the same thing himself. He says, "My own time and thinking is now wholly focused on COVID-19 and how Amazon can best play its role. I want you to know that Amazon will continue to do its part, and we won't stop looking for new opportunities to help." So that's what's happening on Amazon right now. Their focus has completely shifted over the last couple of months, which does unfortunately make an environment which is basically just really difficult for a new seller to come into. But what does it actually mean for sales? Short answer is it really depends. So a lot of sales are up. Now keep in mind that overall, Amazon has to hire 100,000 extra workers to keep up with demand. So that means that for Amazon itself, sales are going through the roof. Now, it really depends on what type of product we're talking about. In this case, grocery is through the roof. Medical supplies are obviously through the roof. Anything that is a basic household essential that people previously were buying from brick and mortar retail stores, now they can't do that because they're locked down inside. Now they're getting them from Amazon. And that's a really important point, which I'm going to get back to later in this video and in some videos to come as well, because that has huge impacts for the future of selling on Amazon. And this kind of makes sense that a lot of categories are going way up in sales when you think about, particularly all of the traffic that was going to those bricks and mortar retail stores is now just funneled into Amazon. But I've got to be honest, as a seller myself, my first reaction was of fear. I was really scared that sales were just going to drop off a cliff because everybody would be too scared, or the logistics would completely fail rather than Amazon just stopping it. But actually, the weird thing is my products are not essential goods. So right now they have a 3 to 4 week fulfillment timeline, but my sales haven't been affected. And I don't know what to even make of that, but basically we're selling products that I would expect in almost any cases to go down in a time like this, and they've stayed steady. Now, it's not all perfect because the conversion rate has dropped and maybe some people will cancel their orders later on when they don't get the goods in time. I don't know. But the fact is that we're seeing a lot of increased traffic on our listings. And again, our listings have nothing to do with the coronavirus. They have nothing to do with household essentials or things that you would need to stock up on in an emergency, but our sales are going great. They are very volatile at the moment, which again, it just makes things hard to sort of predict, but we're not making any less money than we were a month ago. So I can't speak for other sellers in other categories, but this honestly really tweaked me out and confused me. And that's probably my next point, is talking about, now that we know that sales are just all over the place right now and they're not really doing what we expect them to, what does that mean for a new seller like yourself doing product research? And honestly, this right here is the weakest link. This is the hardest part for somebody who wants to start selling on Amazon right now, is that product research is kind of hard to do right now. So like I said, our overall sales are okay, but I can't say the same about the next product or in a different category or whatever else that may be. Those changes could be completely unexpected. Obviously, like I said, groceries, household supplies, as well, anything that's involved with people who are stuck at home. So toys and games are going crazy right now. Actually, I'm going to bring up a piece of data from Celix. They looked at Italy, which again, obviously is probably the worst place in terms of deaths right now. And so the severity of the coronavirus is really impacting Italy. Sales in the sports and outdoors category have gone up by 236%. Food and home care, obviously up significantly. Patio, lawn and garden up 40%. Office products, 40% as well. So this makes sense when you see the data. People are looking for things to do at home. They don't have that much else to entertain them, and they still have money, obviously. So they're just going online and buying stuff to keep them entertained. But here's the thing, who knows how long that's gonna last, and all of these things are just really unpredictable at the moment. So for me, if there was one thing that I would not be really keen to do right now as a new seller on Amazon, it's product research. So next, how about sourcing your product from China? How does this change with this whole coronavirus situation? I already actually made a video recently, around about 6 weeks ago, where I predicted what was happening in China and what that would do to the supply chain. You can see that video here if you want. So in that video, I was just talking about the Chinese impacts, and I actually got one of the big assumptions wrong, where I didn't expect it to get out to the rest of the world. Unfortunately, it did, and that's why we're in this situation that we're in right now. But the actions I recommended in the video about China and about supply chain, they've all pretty much turned out to be correct. So China is pretty much open for business again. There are still some areas which are not coming back fully online. There are still some workers that haven't gotten back. There's obviously the training process that needs to happen. But overall, after around about 2.5 months of shutdown, they're back for business. Now, who knows if a second wave of the virus will actually come back through again later in the year and then shut everything down again. Nobody can predict that with certainty. But overall, and I think most people who are already selling would agree with me here, the issue right now is not sourcing products from China. It's actually what's happening in the rest of the world, like in the States and like in Europe and the UK. So overall, it's definitely not too late to get your products manufactured in China. Nothing has really changed in that side of things. China is still the place to go and get those products manufactured. But the issue really is not in China anymore. The issue has actually moved itself to the rest of the world. So it's what's happening in Amazon, in the United States, in the UK, in Europe. That's the problem. All right, so let's do a little bit of a summary. You know what's happening in Amazon right now. You know how everything is screwed up from the shipment side to the fulfillment side. On a historical basis, this has never happened before. You know what that's doing to sales, where sales in some categories are going through the roof. In some categories like my own, they're not really affected. And in other ones, they are significantly down as well. And you know that means that product research is very hard to do right now because of all of this variability and this volatility, which means unpredictability in this system. But at least China is not the problem. So if you're looking to source and manufacture products in China, that is not an issue anymore. So after all of that, what is your one single action right now? You're thinking about starting to sell on Amazon and you want to know, what the hell should I do right now? Honestly, right now, at any other point in time in history, I would have said, just go start product research, go find a product and just start making it happen. This is the one time where I will not say that. I would say that product research, you can do it right now, but it's really difficult to get it right because everything is just changing so quickly. And again, I don't like saying that. Action normally beats inaction, but in this case, honestly, the risk is higher. So what I would do if I was you, I would still get one of the product research tools. I recommend Helium 10. You can get a 50% discount in the link down below. I recommend that you get that and just commit to start the learning, but I don't recommend that you actually pick any niches right now based on the chaos that's happening, the chaos that's unfolding, which we don't know when it will end. It could be 30 days, it could be 6 weeks, it could be 8 weeks. Until that starts to settle down, I think you should be looking at the markets, you should be doing the product research, but not committing to anything because you're gonna learn a lot while you do that product research, but the risk of you actually picking the wrong product is a lot higher right now. And trust me, it really hurts to say that. I don't think I've ever said that before on this channel, but right now I think it's the prudent, responsible thing to do is to not commit to any new product unless you've got some, let's say you have a brand already happening, you're already selling a product or you know something about a particular niche, and you're happy to go into it based on fundamentals rather than based on the data that's presenting itself on Amazon right now. Step back a bit, do the research, but commit to something later. Now is the time to start learning. You have no excuses. You're probably already locked inside. If you aren't already, you probably will be soon. Become a sponge, start soaking up this information and start learning. If you want to do that in a structured way, then I invite you to check out my course that's in the first link down below. That'll give you an A to Z step-by-step guide on how to do all of this stuff in, let's say, 4 weeks when you can commit to a product. If you don't want something comprehensive, then no worries. Start with this channel, start with YouTube, just start learning. Knowledge is power, and in this world that, as we've seen, is incredibly uncertain right now, we want to take as much power for ourselves. We want to take as much control for ourselves, and the way to do that is by starting with knowledge. So please use this time to get ahead, whatever it is that you do. Turn off Netflix, don't just start playing video games. You have better things to do. Start learning, start getting ahead. So that, by the way, is exactly what I'm doing right now. I'm learning, I'm planning, I'm strategizing. I'm thinking not about what's happening right now, but I'm thinking about what's going to happen in 6 months' time, in 12 months' time. Where am I going to be? Because times of uncertainty are times of opportunity. And trust me, those opportunities will be there waiting for those who came prepared. As Warren Buffett likes to say, the best time to be greedy is when everybody else is fearful. So I am preparing to be greedy, and I want you to be as well. So at the end of all of this, what does it all mean? Definitely there's a lot of fear and pain spreading throughout the world right now, and nobody knows for certain what's going to happen. The only thing that's certain is that the impacts will be really significant. They are going to be huge. So there are going to be winners and there are going to be clear losers as well. And unfortunately, here are some of the losers: hospitality, travel, and here's the big one for us, bricks and mortar retail. Anything where previously that person had to go into a store and be around other people to buy that thing, that's all going to lose. Those stores, maybe they won't get a business immediately, although lots of them will. But the fact is that people are still going to need to buy those things. And those people are now, right now, as we've just seen, as we've just talked about, those people are going online, they're going on to Amazon. So who are the winners? Amazon is the winner. E-commerce is the winner. Anything that's decentralized, it's done online, is going to be a massive winner out of these seismic shifts that are going to happen as a result of this coronavirus. So after it's all said and done, we know who the winners are going to be and we know who the losers are going to be. And the only question left is, which side are you going to be on? Are you going to be one of the winners or one of the losers? And myself personally, I'm definitely on the winning side. I plan to keep selling on Amazon and to thrive during this period. And I'd like to have you there with me as well. So that's really it for this video. It's not too late to start selling on Amazon, but there is a but. Now is not the best time to do it, so we need to just wait and see a little bit. Now, in fact, is the time to start learning and getting ready for when that time comes, whether it's in 3 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks. I don't know. I'm not going to try and predict that, but it will happen. So everything I talked about in this video were the short-term effects, but there is one big thing that I didn't mention, and that is the recession that's coming. So the next video on this channel is going to be talking about the recession and what that means for Amazon sellers. And so if you've already made this decision to be on the winning side like me, then you definitely want to know what those impacts of the recession are going to be on your Amazon business. So make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Click the notification bell if you want to get that video as soon as it comes out. And that's about it from me. Now, if you're still watching this, now it's your turn, because I bet you got value out of this video. If you're still here, smash the like button to show me that you did get value out of this video. Show me that these videos are worth making. I would really appreciate it. So once you smash that like button, if you have any comments or questions, leave them down below. I'll try and answer them all. And again, I hope you're well. I hope your friends, your family, and your loved ones are all well in this crazy, crazy time that we're living in. It's a crazy time, but it's also a good time to be an Amazon seller, and it's a good time to be doing what we're doing. So I will see you in the next video, and thanks for watching.